What do you get when you combine over 125 years of camera lens heritage and the latest in autofocus technology? The ZEISS bodice. Engineered exclusively for Sony mirrorless full-frame sensor cameras, the ZEISS bodice delivers perfect corner-to-corner image quality. With enhanced protection against the elements, the ZEISS bodice is built to help you push past life's obstacles. ZEISS bodice, the perfect lens for wherever your passion leads you.
Welcome to Full Exposure on Location, coming to you from Jump in Austin, Texas at the 2019 South by Southwest Film Festival. We have some fabulous guests on tap. Conversations with directors and cinematographers of some of the most inventive, funny, moving, and important documentary and narrative indie films that screen here in Austin. LA-based writer, director, actor, and rock cellist Kestrin Pantera arrived in Austin in style aboard her lime green karaoke RV to promote her latest dramedy premiering at South by Southwest. Mother's Little Helpers unfolds as four siblings come together upon learning their former 70s flower power mother has only weeks to live. Kestrin's first feature, the award-winning Let's Ruin It with Babies, headlined international film festivals.
Mother's Little Helpers is a homegrown rock and roll, indie AF, homespun story loosely based on true events about four adult siblings who reluctantly come home to help their barely a mom die. And it was loosely inspired by my experiences in Austin when my father-in-law passed away, and the whole family coming together to, as we say, do right by a parent who always did them wrong. And the love and joy and sense of connection that happens when you bring people together in an environment, even though if it's under like super lame circumstances, that it is still fun and still funny, even though you're in the depths of darkness.
So there was something that was semi-autobiographical about it, I'm assuming, yeah.
Yes, it was based on true lies.
And siblings of yours as well? Kind of.
The siblings ended up turning into basically a mix of my structured outline and then the actors who took on the roles brought in their own personal life experiences and kind of developed they fleshed out the relationships that I kind of sketched out originally. So it's like every older sister in the extended family. Like it's a mix of all sisters, basically. It's a mix of all sister energy.
So what about the casting? Was really interesting. I mean, I was not familiar with everybody in the cast. Some people I knew, but how did you get everybody together for it?
It was a long con. It was basically, all of them are my friends in real life. Casting is such a grandiose statement for what it actually was. It was basically me talking my friends into doing this film with me over black-eyed peas or dinner. For Milana, I forgot about Milana. I went over to her house for dinner because I was pissed off at my family. I was just like, you guys are all annoying me. I'm going out to my friend's house. I've been like cooped up with children, and like my husband was traveling a bunch, and I was just going insane and was feeling really depressed. And so I ran away one night. I said, you stay here with the kids. I gotta get out of here. And I went to Milana's house, and I just vented about how frustrated and sad and just what a hard time I was having. And then I just felt like I really wanted to make something and like be an entity that wasn't responsible for providing care for other human beings, like not being in service to anyone other than myself for a little bit. And she was like, all right, let's do it. Let's make a movie. And it was great. It was a great yes.
You're, back up a little bit to your previous film, because that also had a semi-autobiographical subtext to it as well. Could you just tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, my first feature, Let's Ruin It with Babies. I was afraid of having kids, and so I decided to make a movie about how do you know whether or not you're ready to have kids, and what does that mean for your life? How
old were you at the time that was sort of happening?
I was about 30, early 30s-ish, and I definitely had my own fears that once I had children, I would turn into some sort of like mom jean wearing haggard housewife and my life would end. And I didn't want that to be the case. I wanted to make a movie. And so my husband was like, go make your movie right now. And then let's like keep on the schedule that we decided, like when we originally got married. And so I made that film, and you know, it was loosely improvised, but similar to this, where it was working off of a really structured outline. And I got pregnant in the middle of shooting the movie, which was great because it gave me this super hard deadline to finish the movie before I had to finish editing it, and I had to like not appear pregnant. So it was a nice little ultimatum to like throw into the mix and get the project out there.
That's an interesting bit of life imitating art, imitating life.
Yeah. My first movie was about being afraid of getting pregnant and then getting pregnant, and my second movie was about the loss of a loved one, and then my best friend died while I was filming the movie.
Wow.
So I'm like, my third movie should be like a female writer director, like, you know, directs like a hit franchise. Solid gold. Number one.
So we were talking before we came on. We were talking a little bit about this IndieWire piece. It was about asking 30 indie filmmakers what they do when they're not making a film, and you have an interesting. Other than being an actress, you have an interesting side business.
I do. I have a immersive mobile events company, and it's called the RVIP Lounge, and it's a mobile karaoke lounge housed inside of a customized RV that serves as equal parts transportation and entertainment. It's called Transportainment, and it's just really weird and really fun. It's
How'd you come up with that idea?
It's basically a time machine that transports you directly to 4 a.m. in the morning. Having the best night of your life, and then you sound like this the next day because you've been screaming karaoke all night.
And you came here in it, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have the Mother's Little Helpers, our VIP lounge at South by this year. We're driving around, we're inviting people to come on and sing, we're giving people safe rides,
wow.
keeping them like out of cars. And
Maybe we can meet up with you at some point. That sounds fun.
We'll be riding around, yeah.
So how's it going? How's it going here with the film?
It's amazing. It's really exciting to watch it in a room with hundreds of people and hearing them laugh all at the same time. Because I cut it from my sense of humor. Like, I was like, is this funny to me? And it's nice to see that other people are having the same reaction. There was a lot of criers that I was excited about. Like, I usually, when I edit, I need to laugh out loud or I need to cry to know. That's like my feeling barometer to see if it's working. And so it was, I mean, I don't know if it's just because it was like certain family members who were related to the film because they loosely like knew the inspiration for the movie, but it was like a lot of like really sweet dudes and like grown adult men like talked about like each point where they cried in the movie. Like cousin Matt was like, I cried here and I cried here, and then it made me feel these things. So it was just really exciting to have those conversations and like see your friends with no eye makeup on after, because they cried it off. So I felt good about that, even though I think it's a funny movie, but there are, you know, sad moments in it. So it made me feel like, yeah.
Yeah, well, there's, I mean, when I saw it, I was thinking about there's something very much I think you internalize about it. That, you know, I mean, what do they say, you know, like weddings and funerals, you know, when families really seem to sometimes only get together, you know, and there is a bonding thing that happens when you're sharing that, no matter how difficult a loved one's passing is. So that was what was really, I thought, really cool about the movie. It really got that across.
Yeah, it's weird. No one talks about how fun stuff is when you get everyone together, and that I think when you're dealing with something like the end of a life, like the story came to me because I had a couple experiences where I was in these unique gathering for the end of a life situations. And there is this fascinating curiosity, like the part of you that like wants to poke a thing with a stick that's like really curious. Like, there's not that many times where you like know it's gonna go down, and like, when is the time? What do you expect? What's it gonna be like? And it's an odd experience when you're actually in there because you know that this time is finite and you want to create a magical experience for the person who has this milestone that they're approaching. And you do a lot of like repression. You like put on a happy face and behave yourself to give them the treatment and like make their limited time be great. And then you go in the driveway and scream in your car and get in a fight with your husband. You got to push all your stuff down when you're in the room, but like it's got to go somewhere, you know.
What's tell us a little bit about the whole funding thing that is you're embroiled in with getting the movie funded, getting distribution.
Yeah.
How the festival plays into that or does not.
I mean, like for funding, I mean, we basically just began shooting the movie in a really fast and agile way. And then private equity followed once we sort of leapt, then that net appeared. And it's been amazing and a miracle because I would have done it like with 2 rocks and like a bag of sticks. I was going to make it happen no matter what. And getting into South by Southwest is so special because I've been doing the RVIP Lounge and immersive events in Austin for the last 10 years. And that was how I really formed a relationship with the person who this film was inspired by, was in my time at South by Southwest in Austin. So this movie is so much the product of my South by Southwest experience. So, I mean, the day that the film got accepted, it was just like one of the happiest days of my entire life. It was what I wanted more than anything in the world. So much that it scared me because I was
Scared you
afraid.
how?
I was afraid to want something that I had no control over so badly. So it worked out very well for me.
You were afraid to want
No.
something?
I wanted to be in South by Southwest so badly
Right.
that it like scared me because I thought if it didn't happen, like how bad I would feel. Do you know what I mean?
Kind of, but I mean, you certainly must have had great confidence in your film, right? I mean, you had.
I mean, I just made the film and they liked it. But I mean, I just made. I mean, confidence is not the word I would use. I don't think anything like submitting films, having a film like peer reviewed is not like where the joy in filmmaking lies for me. For me, I just really like to do it. I really like to shoot. I love being on set. I love working with actors, and I love editing. So that's why I do that because I think it's fun. But like there was a point where I was just like, oh, like people are gonna see it. Then my eyes started twitching, and like people are gonna have opinions about it, and that is like super. Like my eye just twitched just now. Like when that part doesn't like bring me like joy or confidence at all. But it was a relief. It was soothing to just see it in a room, seeing an audience reaction that was very like just an outpouring of love and support and enthusiasm and hooting and hollering, and people seemed to get it. So I'm just happy they got it. And as far as, distribution, like we have a lot of like great conversations like that we're excited about. People are excited to like, there's a lot of energy around it. So, we're pumped and we're just looking for like our perfect kind of soulmate that will help us like find the audience that wants to see this film and like connect in like a little like Avatar Vulcan mind meld like love connection.
What's it like directing yourself?
It is interesting directing yourself when you're on camera and you don't get to see your performance and you're kind of judging on your gut, and a lot of the times you use the room like, how was that? Feels good. And then sometimes I'll check the shot just to see like, what am I doing? Am I doing something dumb? Like I usually prefer directing myself because I know what adjustment to give myself if I'm doing something that isn't working. So sometimes like I don't trust it's hard for me to, I've worked with a lot of great directors, and I always have a little bit of a trust issue no matter how great they are. Sometimes I'm like, but am I doing that thing that I do? I'm so conscious of what my habits are that I really like to have that reassurance that I'm doing it right. And I love being able to cut out anything that I don't like. It's awesome. It's amazing. Directing yourself is so fun because you get to like, it's like getting to delete all the bad photos of you. And like, you just like curate this like fake, the other actors don't have that level of control over their performances, but I like get exactly what I want.
What about the visual style?
The visual style was Meena Singh, our amazing DP. She shot some Netflix series and she's shot, studio features. and she is a ninja. We did a lot of crash shot, handheld, natural light for this project because it was improvisational in nature. So we used easy rigs, and we needed to cross shoot, and because there was so many variations in between takes and the performances, for editing purposes, it's so much easier to edit when you cross shoot. So yeah, I mean that stuff I don't actually care that much about, which is like for like cinematography, like I'd rather have a DP just like be the boss of it, and I'm like, you do you and make it look like you, and I don't really care what lens you.
So what? I mean, I guess I can't say where can anybody see it, because you can't now.
Yeah, this isn't quite the call to action. I think what it is really going to come down to is like I used to think that film festivals were like something that would cannibalize your audience of people who could buy tickets to your movie. But what I've since learned is that it's more like film festivals are your walking undead army of zombies that like help propagate other zombies of love for your project, and that they actually are an audience grower, not an audience eater. So I'm really excited to like trot around the world with this movie. I'm going to show it everywhere. It will be at a film festival near you, and I believe it will be easy to see in a theater sooner rather than later.
I wish I could say you could see it here, but you can't yet.
Well, what you can do is you can go to motherslittlehelpers.co.
I was going to.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't you say it then?
Okay, tell us, where can people find out more about your film?
You can go to motherslittlehelpers.co, not com, co. And there are new pieces of imagery and media that's going to be slowly released. Our trailer just was released on deadline, as well as a mailing list that will let you know when your time to action has come.
Fabulous. Is it going to
We will
also
summon you?
Will it also say what festival? We'll have a festival list and so on.
Yes,
Okay.
I personally update the news blog.
Awesome.
Yeah. South by is amazing. This is a dream come true. Getting to like make a movie that was inspired by the life and death of someone who had a wristband to South by Southwest year one and get to world premiere here is a
great.
dream come true. And so I love you, South by. I love it. I love it. Thank you for having me. It's amazing.
Great. Thanks for coming, Kestrin. Really appreciate it.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thank you.
That's all for now on Full Exposure from South by Southwest. In Austin, MJ Johnson was our director of photography. Dan Walnicki audio engineered and edited. Huda Khalid associate produced. A very special thanks to Laurie Weltz at Film Fatales for introducing us to the filmmakers who appeared on the show.